welcome to MaysLugLife. I'm May, and Lug has sent out another email update, this time specifically about the Spring Fling event that they had last week, where it was all free shipping, and they were introducing tons and tons of new stuff. So I think it's only pertaining to the orders that were placed that week. There's a little bit of information that sort of crosses over to other things as well, but ultimately this email is specifically about any order that's placed that week. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to read through the entire email, just in case you didn't receive it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I actually, out of the 3 email addresses that Lug has for me, I only received this email at one of them. I did check my spam box for the other 2. Didn't see anything. Don't know what happened there. But for some reason, I only got it on the one address. So just in case you didn't receive this, I thought I'd just read this to you. And then also, if you didn't receive it, and especially if you didn't receive the previous one they sent out earlier, not this week, I think it was last week, maybe you want to go back into luglife.com and resubscribe to their email list, because it's entirely possible that even though like you've been ordering things and they've been sending you some kind of email, that maybe somewhere there's a glitch and they're just not able to get that email to you anymore. It does happen occasionally. And also, if you happen to have a secondary email address, you may want to subscribe to it from that email address as well. And that way you know that, at least all of your email addresses are getting it. So anyways, without further ado, let's actually read this email and see what they have to say about last week's orders. So it says, "Hello Lugnuts, thank you for shopping during our #LugLive Spring Fling Week, March 6th through the 12th. And then they ask about what your favorite Spring Fling thing was. And then now, so the actual stuff here. So your orders from app to doorstep. On those exciting orders, our team is all hands, quote, hard at work, fulfilling your orders. As of this morning, and this was, like I said, sent out Tuesday, the 14th. As of this morning, all orders are being processed for fulfillment. Look for tracking and shipping updates in the coming days. Our new warehouse partners expect to be through our Spring Fling order extravaganza by Sunday. So that's, I'm assuming, this Sunday, which I think is the 18th, 19th, something like that. Okay, I'm going to come back and talk about all these things in a minute. I'm just going to read through the email first. So let's see here. It says, please note that your tracking number will not be activated until the carrier receives and scans your package. Typically, this happens within 24 to 48 hours of tracking label being created. Okay, so again, I'll talk about that in a minute. The next thing they talk about, cancellations? Oh no, well, if you must. For those who have submitted a cancellation request for your entire order prior to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, as per LugLife policy, you will receive a refund confirmation within the next 24 hours. Again, I will come back and talk about that as well. And then the last thing they talk about here, to anyone that has contacted us regarding your order, our customer care team is currently dealing with an influx of email inquiries and is in the process of replying to each and every ticket received. To ensure that your orders get shipped as quickly as possible, we have placed focus on resolving any order adjustments or cancellations, but in the unlikely event that your order arrives with an item that you requested to cancel or adjust, our team would be happy to take care of you and provide you with a return label at no extra cost. And then it closes by saying, we appreciate all of your #LugLove, patience, and continued kindness, and look forward to many great events in the future. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't want to hear my analysis and just wanted to hear what the email said, you can peace out now, because I'm actually going to go back and talk about a few things here. So I'm just going to go back to the top. And okay, so not the actual top, but we're going to go back here. So let's come here. Okay, so here we go. So now we're in the orders. So for them to say that everything is going to be processed and sort of, I guess, handled some way by this Sunday, is what I guess what they're saying is somehow or another you're either going to get a shipping label made, or you're actually going to get a tracking number, or some kind of something is going to happen to all of the all of the orders that were placed last week during the Spring Fling event. That somehow you'll get something by Sunday is how I see it. So if you don't get a notification that a shipping label was made, or you don't get a tracking number or something from Lug saying, I mean, I guess it's possible that they could even tell you like one of the items or whatever is no longer in stock. Can you, would you like a refund, or do you want to choose another color? So some kind of something should come from Lug by this Sunday. And I should get a calendar to figure out what day it is, but I think that's the 19th. So if my math is correct, which is probably not. So anyway, so I would probably give it till Monday, because just because it says by Sunday, it's possible the email actually won't get to you until Monday. So I'm thinking that anything that I ordered that week, if I don't hear from them by Monday, like that by what I guess the 20th, then I'm going to start to worry that maybe Lug just forgot my order. I don't know. So anyways, but everyone should have received some kind of notification of something happening by Sunday. So fingers crossed that they actually, do that. Okay, so the next thing here, they talk about that the tracking number will not be activated until the carrier receives and scans your package. Typically, this happens within 24 or 48 hours after the tracking label. After the packing label has been created. So, now, this, I think, applies across the board. This is not just for this particular week of orders. This is, I think, the way it's supposed to have been all this time. So many of you may have received some kind of notification from Lug from past orders. So it'll say a label has been created, and then some of you were lucky enough where once it got created, you got your order within a few days. For many of us, we got that label, and then it sat there for weeks. If you are one of those people who you got a packing slip made, and you kept clicking on it hoping that maybe one day they'd actually have a tracking number for you to follow, and it just kept saying no, we have not received that package, that gets really, really scary, because then you start thinking, where did my package go? In some cases, people actually never receive them. And that's the worst part. So what they're saying here is that if you place an order that week, typically within 24 hours, between 24 and 48 hours of Lug creating a label, you should be receiving a tracking notification as well. Because I guess that means that once they make a label, within 24 to 48 hours, that package is being transferred to whatever the carrier is that's taking it to its final destination. So again, I'm assuming that means if Lug creates the label by Sunday, because that'll be the last time that they sort of handle your product, or that handle your order, that it's possible that 2-3 days from then is when you'll actually receive, as late as 2 or 3 days from Sunday, you'll actually receive a tracking number from whatever carrier it is that you normally get your Lug orders from. So it's UPS. UPS will email you 2 to 3 days after, well, it says 2 days, but I'm going to say 3 just because it's Lug. After they actually create a label. So that's what they're claiming. They're claiming that after a label is created, it'll take a couple of days before Lug transfers your package over to the carrier who gets it to you next. So again, we'll see what that is. But just so you know, that is supposed to be, I think, how it's supposed to be for all orders, not just for that particular week. But it is interesting that they are bringing that up just for clarification. So, okay, the next thing they talk about are cancellations. So if you, for some reason, ordered something during that week and you cancel whatever it is before Monday, which is already actually passed, so that's whatever that was, the 13th, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, then if you did that, you will be receiving confirmation of that refund within the next 24 hours. So if you were good enough to know that you wanted to cancel that order before Monday, because this went out on Tuesday, so that, I guess they're saying, like, if you would cancel your order before Monday at 9 a.m., that within the next 24 hours, you should be receiving some kind of notification that a refund was being issued to you. Now, it does say per LugLife policy. So for those of you who aren't sure, that is their policy for all LugLife orders, not just that particular week. So if you ordered something, say, Friday, and then come Sunday, you're like, oh, regrets, I shouldn't have ordered anything, I can't afford all this. You can have up to Monday at 9 a.m. to submit an email cancellation to Lug to cancel your order, and you'll be eligible to get an actual refund. As opposed to having to deal with the fact that, Lug is going to probably ship that product to you anyways, and then you have to arrange for some kind of return. So that's what they're saying is the new timeline. I don't know if this is a permanent thing for all of them, but they're at least for anybody who places a LugLife cancellation order by Monday, technically, you are allowed to get a full refund on your order. If you do it by then. I think if you submit it after that, you have a chance, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, and then the last part here where they talk about contacting them. So it says, basically, the customer care team is being inundated with email inquiries, and they're trying really hard to get through them all, and they're trying to make sure that every single email that comes in gets addressed. I'm assuming they're trying to do it probably in the order that they're receiving it, as opposed to, I don't know what else, other criteria they would use. But anyway, so they're basically, I think, saying here that if for some reason you did place a cancellation or you did have an issue, let's say you want to do an exchange on a color, and you're like, hey, I want Dragonfly Ice Pop instead of Rainbow Stitch on my, I don't know, gondola? I can't remember. I don't know if that comes out in those two colors. But anyways, if for some reason you have like a hesitation, like say on Tuesday, and you'll go, oh crap, I didn't really actually want that color. I want this color instead. If you send them an email and say, actually, can you please exchange it for the other one? I just want the other color instead. If for some reason they can't get you your email in time, because they're inundated, there's an influx of email inquiries, if they can't get to that in time and the warehouse has already fulfilled, packed, and shipped your order before customer care actually gets to your email, they're saying, don't worry, if that happens, we're gonna find a way to send you a return label, and you can send it back to us when you finally receive your order at no cost to you. So they're basically saying, look, we know we've got way more emails that we have to handle than we can handle, which means it's probably going to take us longer to get to most of them than usual. So if for some reason there's something that you wanted us to know that we won't be able to deal with before your order goes out, there will be ways that we can get around it, and we can figure this out later on. So don't sweat it. Which is actually a nice thing. That's a really good thing. Now it's the way it's supposed to be. That's certainly how typically Lug has always handled their problems. But they're just sort of reassuring you that if that is the case, there are ways around that. And I've actually dealt with them with this before, where it's taken so long to get to me, and whatever the problem was, whether it be I no longer need this product because this was supposed to be a gift for someone, or same thing. Like I really wanted to actually exchange the colors. Is there a way? But they don't get back to me for 2 weeks. And then suddenly the package arrives, and the email gets to them like 2 weeks later. They will sort of say something and go, yeah, sorry, don't worry about it. Here's we're going to send you a link to print off a label. Print it off, stick it on your package, take it to a UPS place or whatever your carrier may be, and then just give it to them, and it'll come back to us. And as soon as we receive that package, we'll refund you the order, or we'll give you an exchange, and we'll send the other one to you when we get it. So they've been really good about that in the past. Now, that was before all the warehouse shenanigans. But if Lug continues to do what they have always done, it might be slower, but that has always been their policy. So they're just kind of reiterating that is their policy, but it just they might not get to all the stuff right away. Okay, and then the last thing I just wanted to get to in this particular thing here is just down here where it says, we appreciate all the hashtag #LugLove, patience, and continued kindness. And the fact that they use the word kindness, they chose that, kind of makes me think that they've probably been receiving not so kind words. So just a little reminder, look, you know what? I think we're all entitled to be angry. I think all of us are entitled to tell Lug what we're feeling and what's been going on and how we don't like it. And, tell them what it is that you want to tell them. But just remember that there's a human being behind every single email that gets read, every single phone call that gets unanswered. I think someone hears it. I don't know who. And even, the Facebook posts. There's always a human back there somewhere. Again, like I said, I think everyone has the right to say what they need to say. Just try to remember to do so in the kindest way you can. Like we've all seen, the Karens who lose it at the cashier, and they just, you know that there's no way that anybody wants to give them what they want. Even if they end up getting what they want, for whatever reason, no one actually wants to give it to them. And then in the future, they see you coming, they run. And you will never, ever, ever be able to repair your reputation ever again. So you know what? Let's just always remember that it's always someone's mother, someone's daughter, someone's, nephew, someone's brother, at the other end of whatever correspondence we have with anybody in the world, not just Lug. And you know what? They have bad days too. They, work for a company that, maybe doesn't do things the way they should, and they're the ones on the front line taking all the crap. So when you're aiming your anger and aiming your vitriol to someone, aim it higher up. Don't aim it at the people who are receiving the email or receiving your call, or, the person you're, confronting at the cash. Obviously, even when you get to the manager, there's someone higher up that tells them what they have to do or what they can or cannot do. So aim it higher up, aim high, go really, really high, and don't take it out personally on that person. Like I said, be angry, tell them what needs to get said, tell them how they can fix it, and tell them how you would like them to deal with the issue, but do so calmly and do so kindly, because it never, ever gets you very far if you go in there, arms flailing, temperature all the way up with your eyes bugging out of your head. So anyways, just a reminder, because we all have bad days too, and sometimes it's just the last thing we need, and then we let loose. But if you can just remember that there's always a human back there who may or may not deserve, the lava that comes out of whatever you've got going on. And I certainly have dumped on people and lived to regret it. And, and it's just, sometimes it's just a good thing to remember that, yeah, that's someone's mom, and it's just a thing to keep in the back of your head so that you always remain calm and a likable person. So I don't think any of you guys are those people, but it's just always a nice thing to remember. That's all. So, because like I said, we all have bad days, and there's always it's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing going on. So anyways, so the other thing I wanted to address really quickly is that I'm really happy that Lug is now finally addressing all these kinds of issues through email and not directly into Facebook. So one thing about that, to me, it indicates that now Lug is finally realizing that their fan base or their lug nuts or their customer base, it lives outside of Facebook. I know that Lug likes to believe that, the Facebook world is like this lovely, cozy community and all their friends are there, which is somewhat true, because those are the people who gush about them all the time. But I'm glad that they've remembered that there's a whole other world of people out there who don't live on Facebook. And I'm so glad that everyone's finally getting this email, and not just the people who are on Facebook. So that I'm happy about. And certainly I've been making these kinds of emails, making these kinds of videos for people who are not on social media. So I know there's a ton of you guys out there, and that's why I make these videos. So I'm really, really glad that you guys are finally, hopefully, going to be in the loop from now on. The thing that makes me suspicious is the fact that Lug has essentially decided not to put this on Facebook. And this email and the last email, I think it was one that was sent last week. So the first shipping update that they sent was never posted on Facebook. So I find that interesting and actually a little suspicious, because usually what Lug does is they send out an email and they will also post it on Facebook and vice versa. This time they're only doing it via email, which to me indicates one of two things, possibly both, is that one, I think Lug is trying to control I'm going to use the word negative, even though I don't like to use it. Basically, let's call it negative feedback, or non-glowing feedback is probably more appropriate. So when they send out an email, very unlikely that people are going to immediately reply back and go, by the way, I hate you, Lug, because I haven't received any of my orders for the past month and a half, and any ones I've ordered, I keep missing things, and I keep getting other people's orders. You guys suck. I think it's unlikely that people are going to immediately hit reply and then send back an email, whereas when you're on social media, you're already revved to go. You know that you're going to be placing comments, you're going to be liking and disliking and whatever. So by eliminating the whole sort of live feedback sort of power that the lug nuts have on Facebook, they've eliminated a lot of, quote, negative feedback that I think at this point, I'm willing to just sort of say it out loud now. I don't think Lug likes getting that stuff. And when they don't like getting it, I think they prefer to sort of not see it. I really am starting to believe that the powers that be at Lug, they do get the feedback, but I don't think they handle it very, very well. I think I kind of believe that they're the kind of people who they want to pretend like everything is amazing and happy and rosy and cheerful and bad things don't happen in the world. I think it's a very Disney-esque point of view, and by that I mean when you go to Disney, everything, like, you never see bad things happen. You don't see when, the characters pass out and, like faint from heat stroke inside the costumes, like inside the big Mickey hat. You don't see those kinds of things. You don't see garbage. You don't see, like, everyone's pleasant. There's nothing bad that ever happens there. Anything that happens is all happening behind closed doors. You never see it. They literally do everything they possibly can to make sure that your visit there is 100% positive and you never, ever see anything bad. So I kind of feel like Lug sort of lives by the same code, and that no bad things happen, everything is great, everything positive, love our stuff, look at all the great stuff that we have. There's never problems at Lug. And I think that's the reason why we haven't received an apology. So, and I kind of feel like by the same, sort of on the same sort of feeling, if they posted this on Facebook, there's a guarantee that people are going to say not nice things and are going to complain about issues that they've had with all their orders for the past few weeks, and to avoid that, they're not posting it on Facebook. And it is interesting because Lug actually does not post things on Facebook as much as they used to. It used to be constant, like 2 or 3 times a day. They were like, look at this new item, or hey, have you checked out this thing? And oh, there's a sale going on. And now it seems like it's rare that they post anything at all. It's almost exclusively things on their actual Facebook page, like the public-facing one, not the fan-based one. And so an update on that as well. So those of you who may have been watching my videos, you will know that Lug is basically 3 different Facebook pages. They have the public-facing one, which is the one that anybody can look at no matter what. And I think that's just Lug or something like that. And then there's another one that is a official fan-based page, which you can only get into if you're approved. So you submit your application, or you submit your request that you want to be part of this group, and then they approve you, and then you're in, and it becomes a closed forum. And so anything you post there can only be seen by the people who are in that group. It doesn't have a public face. And then they eventually opened up another one, I think it was called the Lug Support Squad, and that was supposed to be a direct conduit to all the customer service issues. So if you had a problem with your order, or you wanted to exchange something, or if you wanted to request a new color or whatever it was, that was your portal directly to Lug. And it was great for a while when they had it, but then back in November 2021, they put a cap on both of them. So the Lug Support Squad page got taken away completely, and then the Facebook fan page got to the point where they basically said, we're not going to just automatically post everything that gets posted. It will go through an application process. So in other words, an approval process where someone will look at the post and approve it before they actually post it officially on the page, which means that no one can just, go on there and talk crap about Lug. If you're going to talk crap about Lug, they're going to read it first, and then if they don't like it, they're going to delete it. No one's ever going to see the post. And if they think it's okay, because all you're doing is talking about how amazing they are, then everyone everyone can post about it, and sorry, can post on it and reply to it. So that's kind of the way it's been. For both of those last 2 pages, they said it was a temporary thing, but I just posted something today, and it had to go through an approval process, and I still haven't received a thing saying that it's been approved. That was many hours ago. So we still haven't seen the support squad come back, and we still haven't seen just free posting on their Facebook page. So to me, Lug is very, very heavily trying to control the public face of Lug. So they don't want people seeing and hearing and reading anything bad about Lug. And that worries me. That always really upsets me when a company is clearly going through trouble and they're having problems and people are upset, rightly so, and have things to say, rightly so, and don't have a place to put it, and don't have the ability to voice that. And I think, when people start editing and taking away that ability for the customers to be able to say the things they need to say, I always find that a tad dishonest, I think. So anyways, that's just my feeling on it. I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm starting to feel about this whole thing. I don't know. It's hard for me to I don't know what to feel anymore. I'm frustrated because the last email that was sent out where they said that everyone was going to get, essentially everything was going to get handled by, I think, what was it, last Wednesday? People still haven't received any emails about any of the stuff that they've gotten. A lot of people have, but a lot of people haven't. We knew that was going to be a possibility, but it was just sad to discover that once again, Lug had said, by the way, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to happen. This is the day it's going to happen by. And then the day goes by and crickets. So, that's just upsetting and disappointing to say the least. Aggravating and incredibly infuriating otherwise. So for those people who have been having trouble with all their orders and their products that they've been ordering from Lug, it just sucks that this just continues to go on and on and on. And then here we are again. They sent out another one within days. And so I have very little trust that this is actually going to go through. I have a feeling that, they said everything was going to be handled by Sunday. I don't think I'm going to see, I don't think we're going to see any of this stuff actually happen for another week and a half afterwards, because that just seems to be the way it goes. I think some people will get their stuff, but I don't think everyone's going to get their stuff. And I also think that if we're lucky and everybody does get some kind of notification by Sunday, it'll be interesting to see what you actually get in your order, because I know that people have been getting wrong orders, missing items entirely, wrong colors, etc., and I'm just curious to see how this is all going to go down. So anyways, that's that. Fingers crossed. I'm optimistically pessimistic. How do I put this? I'm pessimistically optimistic. I don't know how to put that, but I'm hopeful that this is all going to go well, but I'm not going to be in the least bit surprised if everything goes to crap. So there we go. That's where I'm sitting with this. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you did get anything from prior to Spring Fling week. Did you receive something by last Wednesday from your previous orders? I'd love to know. Put that in the comments below. And I think it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out over the next few days. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry for the long video, but hopefully that was helpful. Anyways, take care. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.